Ack ACK AKKAKK Ack ACK.
Martian leaders voted and decided that Mars would have to attack the Earth. Life on the fourth planet would not be able to continue much longer. Martian scientists had reported to their government that atomic pressures had been building up beneath the surface of Mars for many years. A mammoth atomic explosion was weeks away, perhaps only days. The explosion would destroy all life on Mars, turning the planet into a barren wasteland. To protect the survival of their civilization, the Martian officials plotted the conquest of Earth. The fearless Martian warriors were prepared for their journey through space, confident that their weapons would soon conquer Earth. The long journey through space was over, and the Martian soldiers were eager to start the attack. Finally at rest after traveling 48 million miles, the saucers awaited the instructions from their home base on Mars. Powerful weapons had been transported across space, weapons so destructive that Earth would be crippled beyond repair. Centuries ago, the Martians had learned how to harness the sun's energy. This solar energy now operated the deadly weapons that Mars used in its battles. Long ago, the solar power was used to build beautiful cities and ingenious inventions. All this has changed now. Earth was to be conquered. A quiet Sunday afternoon was turned into a tragedy as flying saucers launched their first attack against Earth. Circling an army training base, the Martians observed the camp from high in the sky. Swooping down from behind the clouds, the invaders set fire to the military barracks. Soldiers ran outside trying to discover why their quarters had burst into flames. The young men were cut down by strange rays which were unknown to our civilization. Officers and privates lay dying on the ground as the saucers continued their onslaught against the army base. Word of the disaster shocked the world and forced the president to declare a state of national emergency. Under orders from the White House, a squadron of jet planes was sent up to try and locate the enemy saucers which had attacked a U.S. military base. For the first hour, there wasn't any sign of a spaceship. Just as the pilots headed back to their base, radar revealed 4 saucers soaring toward the jets at fantastic speeds. The U.S. planes fired at them, but the ammunition bounced harmlessly off the metallic exteriors of the saucers. Returning the fire, the alien ship sent 2 jets crashing to the Earth in flames. One of the pilots tried to get a look at the inside of a spaceship. Seeing this, the saucer smashed itself into the jet without any damage to itself. The United States waited anxiously for word from Washington concerning the safety of the president. With the nation's capital under siege, it had been difficult to receive accurate reports on the damage that had been done there. Frightening rumors had reached some of the cities that the White House was in flames after being battered by Martian saucers. Such famous landmarks as the Lincoln Memorial and the Washington Monument had been completely destroyed. Fleeing citizens reported the entire city in flames. The Martians did not spare anyone from their vicious death rays, and fear for the president's welfare continued to grow by the hour. A fleet of naval destroyers was on a routine mission off the Philippine Islands when disaster struck. A group of saucers suddenly appeared, circling the ships at fantastic speeds. Flying dangerously low, the objects opened fire. Powerful rays rocked one of the ships and turned it into a flaming coffin. The sailors aboard the other ships raced to their weapons to try to repel the attack, but there wasn't any means of fighting the saucers, for they easily dodged the gunfire. Even when a saucer was hit, the ammunition had no effect on the Martian ships. Seeing the futility of it, the admiral issued orders for the fleet to retreat before all the boats were destroyed. The Martian invaders struck out at the west coast of the United States as flying saucers released their potent rays over the Golden Gate Bridge while thousands were traveling home after a day at the office. At the height of the rush hour, the Martians attacked the mammoth structure, melting the huge beams that supported the bridge. Cars plunged into the icy waters, bringing death to the helpless passengers within. Screaming hysterically, the people had no way of escaping their steel coffins. A Coast Guard vessel was cruising under the bridge when it was struck by the falling debris. Several crew members surviving the disaster told of the scenes of horror they had witnessed. Death and destruction came to the streets of New York as the flying saucers attacked the busiest city in the world. Despite warnings of the impending raids by newspapers and radios, citizens conducted their business as usual on the city streets. Martian spaceships appeared without any warning, blasting and burning the New York skyline with their penetrating power. People panicked at the sight of alien spaceships, fleeing for shelter in buildings and subways. The death ray struck time and again, igniting Broadway with flash fires. People were trampled as they tried to escape the invaders' weapons. What once was known as the Great White Way had become a showcase of horror. The army rushed armed units into the city in an attempt to protect the citizens from the Martian invaders. Tanks and bazookas were a common sight in the streets, as people hid in their basements and shelters. Saucers constantly flew over the city, destroying buildings and lives with its deadly beams. Attacking the soldiers, the Martians fired their death rays at them. The helpless military force was turned into flames as the aliens continued their reign of terror. No known weapons seemed to be able to combat the saucers. Terrorizing the cities of the United States, the Martians had the people of America trembling with fear. The Empire State Building crackled in flames as hundreds of workers were trapped inside the famous skyscraper. The attack took place at the end of a working day, just before men and women were to leave their offices to return to their families. Thousands of lives were lost as people fled for their cars, hoping to escape the flaming city. Autos piled onto the roads, with police completely helpless during the panic. Fires sprang up everywhere as the saucers continued their assault on the city. The fire department was helpless because of the jammed roads. New York City was burning down, and no one could do anything to help. The flying saucers descended, landing on the outskirts of the city. Carrying powerful atomic weapons, the invaders stalked through the streets. Citizens trying to hide were wiped out with one blast from the alien heat guns. The Martians set about destroying the city, burning the homes, the schools, and the factories. All vehicles were demolished and communication was completely disrupted. Those that survived lived in a nightmare world, afraid to wander outdoors and yet facing starvation if they remained locked in their basements. Once all the property had been destroyed, the Martians continued patrolling the city, gunning down any stray survivors without mercy. The U.S. Army sent up jet fighters in an attempt to intercept the flying saucers. The saucers darted back and forth, easily dodging the planes. One jet pilot, more persistent than any of the others, tried to follow the alien ships. Although he knew he couldn't catch up with the saucers, the pilot hoped to learn where they were stationed. The Martians soon became aware of the jet following them and sent a saucer back to blast him out of the sky. The alien ship soared head-on toward the jet and fired its potent ray. The cockpit was instantly transformed into a flaming coffin, giving the pilot no chance to parachute to safety. From their observation post in the capital city of Mars, the Martian leaders excitedly watched the progress of the invasion against Earth. Their advanced civilization had developed TV cameras which were capable of sending pictures millions of miles through space. Through their long-range televiewers, they watched the Earth cities being destroyed. Paris was crushed under the potent heat rays from the saucers. London was immobilized as the Martians stalked the streets, seeking new victims. Rome's historical structures were demolished by the invaders. The Martian leaders were pleased with what they saw and toasted the future success of the invasion. The young doctor was driving home after visiting a patient when he heard a humming noise overhead. Looking up, the medic was terrified at the sight of a flying saucer tailing him. Curiously, the Martian seemed to be studying him in his car. As the doctor pressed his foot down harder on the gas pedal, the speedometer pushed past the 70-mile-per-hour mark. The saucer kept a steady pace overhead. Trying to outrace the Martians was useless, but the doctor further accelerated his speed to over 100 miles per hour. Powerful atomic beams flashed out of the saucer and glowed on the car. The rear of the auto burst into flames, and the car overturned into a ditch. No country on Earth was safe from the Martians' devastating attack. The saucers always struck swiftly and without warning, crippling the manpower of the world. The four corners of the Earth were drenched in blood as the aliens tried to crush all of the Earth's resistance to the invasion. In China, people were terrorized by frightful weapons that not even their folklore had foretold. Farmers who were nearly frightened to death by airplanes found the flying saucers to be twice as awesome. Believing the attacking saucers were the will of angry gods, the Chinese peasants made little effort to escape the slaughter. An emergency meeting of Parliament came to an abrupt end when Martian saucers attacked the famous hall. Ironically, the topic being discussed at the time was about military plans to beat back the space invaders. Burning a hole through the ceiling, England's top government officials watched the aliens drop into the assembly hall. Falling debris injured many of the statesmen before they could flee for safety. The Martians set fire to the building, and the flames soon crackled out of control. Several of the officials were burnt alive as they scrambled unsuccessfully for the exit doors. The usual reserved meeting hall was filled with screams of frightened men as the Martians entered. Nothing seemed to be able to stop the menacing invaders as they conducted their vigil of terror throughout the world. No barrier was strong enough to withstand the Martians' powerful weapons, which were slicing through concrete as if it were a slab of butter. Defenseless victims were whisked away during the night, leaving families without any idea of their loved one's fate. The aliens destroyed houses of worship, leaving the terrified population without any sanctuary to turn to. Fear and panic gripped the world, and civilization became paralyzed by the Martians' reign of horror. Army and Marine units were stationed. Martian leaders voted and decided that Mars would have to.
Stepped a two-headed creature about 3 feet tall. Everybody stopped and looked at the thing. He said,
Keep on going, I come down to swing. Gaibo, my man, Gaibo. Ryback, Rybo, Gaibo, my man, Gaibo.
then with 8 little arms and 8 tiny feet, swinging forward, chicks at once to the rockin' beat. He bopped and strolled off over the floor till the band just couldn't blow anymore. Then when the boys could take intent, he shouted,
Hey up, cats, let's rock again. Gaibo, my man, Gaibo. Ryback, Rybo, Gaibo, my man, Gaibo. Gaibo, Gaibo, Gaibo.
When the hop was over and the band cut out, I wanted to know what this was all about, so I looked at the cat right in both of his faces. I says, where you from? He said,
Outer spaces, I got them.
Magic mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest of them all?
I am only bound by what is true. The fairest is not.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Near the entrance. Has a shotgun. White male, 30s, long hair.
Mama don't like tattletales.
Wearing sunglasses.
fella. Come to show him where I am. Not nice. Drop it! I said drop it! Beat your feet.
Heavenly Beauty.
Hey, it's Chrissy Teigen. Check out my new well-being podcast from Audible.
Great. Another.
It's hard to come to terms with the.
Hello, I am the many-talented Mr. Jefferson, and by any metric, hello, I am the many-talented Mr. Jefferson, and by any metric, I am an absolute failure at life. I am about to turn 46 years old.
You want to attend.
Look back, you tell me, who are the winners of World War I and World War II?
Even his enemies list him as their emergency contact number. He never says something tastes like chicken. Not even chicken. He is the most interesting man in the world.
I don't always drink beer, but when I do, I prefer Dos Equis. Stay thirsty, my friends.
Like, I guess America, because we came out of it, like, virtually unscathed. What? I'm at a complete loss for words. Where did I go just now? Major economic issue. I don't know my Russian like stuffs and things. I've heard Putin's not popular back home either. I mean, It's impossible to predict what crazy people are going to do.
The right look should suffice. Stay thirsty, my friends.
Heartless! What do you think they're up to?
Though it does make me sad to see people rooting for war.
Look! On that branch! The Heartless have him surrounded!
Oh no!
Yeah, with any luck, Putin just makes a show of force. Blows up some military installations, and talks happen. Forced negotiations, or something like that. That's best case scenario.
The after party is the one you want to attend. Stay thirsty, my friends.
Worst case scenario, what happens, sometimes world leaders decide they want to be next because they admire conquerors. Napoleon, Alexander the Great. They want to be the next Alexander the Great.
Gorge, they're not making it easy
the part of that
for us.
story that they're missing. The part of that story that they're missing is that Alexander the Great died at what, 15? Napoleon had like mega syphilis and was exiled. I mean, I don't know if Napoleon was super severely punished, but it just didn't work out for anybody. All right, is that better? Like, look back. You tell me, who are the winners of World War I and World War II? Fucking nobody. That's who.
His personality is so magnetic, he is unable to carry credit cards. Even his enemies list him as their emergency contact number. He never says something tastes like chicken. Not even chicken. He is the most interesting man in the world.
I don't always drink beer, but when I do, I prefer Dos Equis. Stay thirsty, my friends.
Switch the server.
In his own shoes.
Actually being destroyed by vaccine? Fine, whatever. And my best friend.
Unless our whole conversation is going to be in Spanish, don't lead off with hola. Stay thirsty, my friends.
Like, are you trying to fish, bro? Or are you just sitting here on a throne? Are you pooping? Is that a poop chair? It could be a poop chair. No, there's no hole. Big chillin'. Yeah, for anybody. There, he stole my boots. Aww. Fucking Thursday. That's okay. We've got pterodon. We can get mobile. We can get out of here. We don't have to rely on the normal routes. But yeah, except for a very, very brief period of my life, Russia has not been our friend. Russia has been goddamn terrifying, and Russia has been the country that we have a mutually assured self-destruction pact, or mutually assured destruction, where we've agreed that if we attack them or they attack us, we're just going to blow up the goddamn world.
He has inside jokes with complete strangers. Cuba imports cigars from him. Mosquitoes refuse to bite him, purely out of respect. He is the most interesting man in the world.
I don't always drink beer, but when I do, I prefer Dos Equis.
Goddamn Canadians, those goddamn Canadians, they're those shifty fuckers. I'm telling you, there's something wrong with this Canadian. Going to get to that point, because patriotism is, that's not the way it's going. Yeah, there we go. Nationalism. It's nationalism, not patriotism. Because patriotism is a bit different. Patriotism is what's happening to the Ukrainians. They're defending their nation. They want nothing to do with Russia. They're willing to kill them, drive them off their land. They are unified. Sense of nationalism, like when you start like, oh, those fucking Venezuelans, those goddamn Canadians, they're those shifty fuckers. I'm telling you, there's something wrong with this Canadian.
The two X's on the Dos Equis label are Roman numerals for siglo XX, Spanish for 20th century. But you don't want a Spanish lesson. You want news about the next most interesting. He once cheated death, and death was perfectly okay with it. He is the most interesting man in the world.
¿Crees que habrá alguien tan interesante como él?
No es fácil saberlo.
The Scottish, there's something wrong with the Scottish people. Look at that. That ain't normal. But yeah, when you start demonizing another country to prop up your own nation's morale and sense of nationalism, that's a cheesesteak. No, that's exactly what I'm talking about. When you watch too much Tucker Carlson. Pre-built needs some sleep. I'm sure it's really late. For me. I'm sure it's really late for me, and it's probably like 4 a.m. for him or something.
Red is the perfect one. Black is the brooding bad boy. Green is the clown, and yellow, well, she's the girl. So what are you supposed to be?
I'm Scottish! Stay thirsty, my friends.
6 a.m. God damn, why do we play this? Okay. I'm going to put him out of his misery. There, he can exit. It's fucking oh god, it's 1 a.m. Ooh. Speaking of what's on my screen right now, which I wasn't. This looks like it's going to be amazing. Alright, first thing you need to know, Yacht Club Games. And Shovel Knight, guys.
Introducing the newly designed Dos Equis can. But maybe you don't care about such things. You're wondering what happens next with the most interesting man in the world. Me too.
The most interesting man in the world is one of the most successful ad campaigns of the 21st century, skyrocketing sales of Dos Equis and becoming an internet meme in its own right. Behind these humorous spots lie some valuable life lessons. Sadly, they are lessons that are being forgotten in today's discussions about self-improvement and masculinity. So in today's video, we're going to analyze the most interesting man in the world, find out just why he is so interesting, and how you could make your life more interesting just like him. And appealing than the woman who has no hobbies and hasn't left the state in 3 years. The same works for us men. We must seek to squeeze the most pleasure, enjoyment, and fulfillment out of life. For most of us, we have many decades left to do this, but so easily can these decades pass us by if we allow ourselves to become the mere passengers of fate. Sometimes to fulfill your potential, you need the guidance of a mentor.
So I'm breaking out of here tonight. Now I'm ready. We're giving only what we need. I only need a chance to survive. And even then, it's a coin toss, so roll with the dice. There's gotta be something better, something that feels more alive. So I'm breaking out of here tonight. I'm breaking out of here. You gotta feel it, girl. Feel the wind pick up. It feels like something's gonna change. There's no use putting in a drive if all the wheels are stuck. so I'm gonna tear it down. The engine's running, baby. We don't have time for goodbyes. I know you can't come with me. I see that look in your eyes. So kiss me fast, cause there's no time to lose. Leave the light on, I'll come back for you. Everything is said and done, I swear I'm gonna make it right. I'll bring it out of
times before you sleep. This time listen carefully, and I will tell you once again. This time understand that what I'm telling you, every single word is true. You need to know. A hero and your brother and my son. He fought the darkness won. And he fought bravely, and he died bravely, but he was forsaken by the ones he wished to save. And when he died in vain. You need to know. Warn you, I know it's something that you may not understand. They can't be saved by just one man. And I am sorry, cause I was wrong. And I take away the weight his shoulders had to bear. Cause when he fell, I was the only one that cared. You need to know!
son of light, and I'm ready and I'm willing and I'm prepared to Are you wounded? Those of you who can, pick yourselves off the ground. Hurry back, tell your leader you need more men. The shadow will covers your face with your eyes shine just like mine. Step forward, step into the light. If you're ready, you're willing, you're prepared to fight. So be it, send your armies. There's no man or machine who can stop me. And you'll soon see I've come for vengeance for the first son of light. And I'm ready, and I'm willing, and I'm prepared to fight. Vengeance means.
You're trying to understand. I told you your brother had been killed. Yet here he stands, in the very shadow of the man you came here to destroy. You came here to avenge his death. You came here to save mankind. You see now, you cannot do both.
Tell me now, is there a man among you here? Is there no one who will stand up and try to fight? Tell me, man, is there not one in all your ranks? Is there no one who values
tell the story to their children as they sleep. Maybe someday they'll see the hero. It's just a man who knows he's real.
dumbass. Kick logic out and do the impossible. Remember that. That's the way Team Gurren rolls. Go on. I know you can do it, buddy. But I don't. Listen, Simone. Don't believe in yourself. Huh? Believe in me. Believe in the Kamina who believes in you.
What's that mean?
Right, I'll try. Listen, Simone, never forget. Just believe in yourself. Not in the Simone that I believe in. Not in the Kamina that you believe in. Have faith in the Simone that believes in you.
Bro, what are you...
Finishing move!
Amigo.
Stay thirsty, my friend.
Later, buddy.
He wants parallel park to train.
What the fuck just happened? Hold on. Hold the fuck on. What the fuck?
He wants parallel park to train.
Sunlight is a powerful thing. Pets know, and so does Purina. That's why